Hello my friends, it's Andre here again. It's Thursday afternoon. I hope you're getting ready for the weekend. And it's just one day ahead. How are you today? I hope you're fine. I actually had a half-day vacation today, so I'm quite fresh, to be honest. I think that today this is going to be one of the longer streams. But here's the thing. I want to try out today a new thing. I want to try out playing a background music here. So I just started a Spotify stream here. So let's see if this is gonna work. I hope that this is making it to the final stream, hopefully. All right. So as you know, last time, did you see my stream last time? It's been a week ago. It's quite a long time. But I think I'm just trying to remember what I did. Actually, I did the Gatsby stuff. So the last time we were looking at Gatsby Kentico Advantage site. Do you remember that one? Advantage.kentico.com. So we were looking at this site. I still haven't made the pull request. I know that last time I promised to do the pull request. I haven't done that yet. But last time we actually upgraded this site to use the new fastest content plugin for Gatsby to kind of give this website a bit of a technology update, and it all went quite well. I have to say, it took me about 4 streams to finalize that, but I had no preparation whatsoever before I started doing that, right? So overall, let's say if it was 6-7 hours of work, which is one day, to take one day and upgrade a website to a completely new plugin, and the website was 2 years old. So I think that's quite good. I don't know what's your experience, but if I'm always when I'm looking at sites that are 2 years old and nobody touched them for 2 years, I pretty much have to re-implement everything. So I think I consider that to be a success. Now, for today, obviously, I didn't want to spend more time on stream, trying to figure out the warnings and little, lint stuff. So I took that off. I will probably have to figure that out on my own and then make the pull request. But in the meantime, I was working on actually creating a starter, Lumen starter for Scully and Angular. So Angular, React and Vue. We've been talking about React and Vue for quite some time now. So I assume that everyone knows what that is and how that works. We've been comparing here on stream. We've been comparing Gatsby and GridSum quite a bit. So you guys know what maybe fits you better. Yeah. My personal site is built on React, but some of the other smaller sites are built on Vue. So there is no ultimate choice, So that's why I wanna broaden my horizons. I wanna take a look at Angular. I wanna see what that is all about, because I have a colleague and he's crazy about Angular. He used to be .NET, so he's coming from the same background as I am. But he's crazy about Angular, so I want to take a look at what Angular is. And there is a brand new static site generator for Angular. It's called Scully, and we've been talking about that on stream quite some time ago. But now is the time when I want to freshen that knowledge and create a starter from that. So starter, what's a starter? Yeah, let's take a look. So this is my GridSum starter content Lumen, as I call it. If you look at that on the live demo, I hope this works. This works nice. So this is just a sample site, right? You can take this, you can change the content and deploy it as your own site. That's a starter. It's supposed to show you what you can do with the technology. If you want to start with GridSum, if you want to start with Gatsby, the best way how to do that is to download a starter, then start working with that. And kind of see how certain things are done. Yeah, with every single static site generator, you're gonna hit some walls. You're gonna have to figure out how to get data, how to generate pages, how to output data into templates, how to combine all these things together in a nice layout, how to change the title of the page, and so on. So starters make a great job in enabling you to see those things in reality. Yeah, if you look here, if you open that, there are some articles here. This also shows how the images are resolved, coming from the headless CMS. So there's it really helps a lot with understanding the basic concepts of specific languages. So that's what starters are about. And I already did this one on GridSum, and now I want to do one on Angular, on Scully. Now I'm not going to be starting from scratch today, because I've already done done some parts. I already had to understand a bit of Angular at least, but still, I think I can be considered really a beginner. Yeah, I don't know how the language works. I don't know all the perks and benefits of it. So I'm just coming from a React and Vue background to Angular and see what this means, what this will mean for me. So that's the plan for today, actually. But let's take a look at what I currently have. So this is my project. Let me make this bigger. So this is my project. This is actually Scully starter content. And what I always do, no matter what technology I'm using, is I always open the same website that I wanna pretty much port over to another technology, as is now Scully and Angular. I always open the same thing in a different code window. So this is a starter, the same website built with Gatsby. This gives me a nice overview of how kind of complicated those it is to port those things, but overall it gives me the HTML and it gives me the logic here, so I can clearly see what I'm doing and what I should be doing, and I can just copy this copy this over to this window. So I've already done this for a few components. Now let's take a look at how this works. So let me open the package.json file to see what kind of arguments I need to, or what kind of scripts I need to run. So this is actually npm run start, so ngserve. I'm gonna go with npm as that's the universal one, ngserve. So let's see if this is gonna work. Hopefully it will. So first of all, I'm trying to build the site on Angular, right? That's why I'm using the ngserve. Then we're gonna focus on Scully. But right now I just wanna make sure that the site is working. The initial build always takes a bit longer. You see here, it's gonna start compiling in a second. But then it hot reloads, right? So whenever I save a file, whenever I need to make any changes, it's actually very fast. So, okay, this is taking a little longer than I would expect. And we're gonna look at the site at localhost, I think 3000. But let's give this a second. Okay, I'm just gonna start this again. It seems like it's stuck. Come on, Angular. Do your stuff and get me the website. I don't really remember what I was using last time as a command. Maybe I'm using the wrong command to start this. Okay, now it's compiling. All right. So it seems like it will be working after all. All right, 10%. So you see, with Angular, the things are a bit different. So I just copied over the CSS files so that we got all the styles in place. Yeah, there are some errors here. Let's see if it's still, oh, it still works. So let's take a look. Localhost 4200. 4200. Okay, so now it's not working because it failed to compile. That's because there is a linked component which is not really finished. But just so you know, guys, with Angular, everything is a component and every component is in a module. So it's all kind of like a hierarchy between these things. Much more complicated, I would say, than with Gatsby. So definitely not something for beginners, but let's take a look. I was last time I was trying to build the links component before I had to leave, It was actually last Friday. So you see that the links component, let me show you what that is. So the links component is this little part over here, yeah, below the menu. So this Twitter, what's that actually? I don't know what that icon is. But these links, you know, mainly Twitter, email, and other, you know, ways to contact whoever is the owner of the blog. So that's what this component is about. And the data are living in the headless CMS. Maybe I can show that too, because here you see that we're using the content service that is supposed to give me content. And it's getting an author from the headless CMS, right? So maybe it's a good place to take a look at what the author is. So let me see. I think I'm gonna have to switch a project because I've been working on my personal site the last time, I think. No, actually not. So let's look at Grid Some Lumen and look at author. So this is the author, you know what I'm talking about. So let's take a look at that. And you see, here's the beautiful picture. By the way, this is a stock image, but this is actually one of my colleagues. He once made a mistake of giving his picture, you know, putting it away as a stock image for free. So now he's everywhere, including the starters. So that's the picture right here. And you see, here are the links. Yeah. So here's the email. Here's the Telegram. Oh, maybe it's Telegram. Or is it the maybe it's the AutoCAD of GitHub. I don't know. That icon was very small. So here's the email. Here's the Twitter. Here's the GitHub. There are some other things around here, but we only want to display those that we have. Yeah. So that's how kind of the structure looks like. Now, what I want to do here. So I'm getting, you know, load data is getting the author, and that works on ng on init. So whenever the page is initialized, it will run the content service and get the data and set the author. So here you see there is a private property called author, and currently this is input. I'm not sure if we want this to be an input because this means it's a parameter, yeah, a parameter of the component. Now in my case, when I want to be pre-generating the site, it doesn't really matter if I do one extra call or I get it as a parameter from a parent page or parent component. But on the real site, if this is a SPA that's dynamic, this could save you one API request and eventually make the website faster for your visitors. Yeah, if you take it as a parameter. But if you're not limited with APIs and you don't care about how long your builds are, then this is also a fine way. Now let me see. I think the links component is in a sidebar. So let's see. Yeah. So here are the links, and I think that we also have an author here, right? So what we can do is we can just take this one and assign this as a parameter here. So we can say attribute author equals author. I don't know if this is going to work, right? So this is just a try and fail, guys. I'm not that experienced with Angular. So this is just the way how I understand this works. Or at least it works here. But I don't know if this is going to work. We can, you know, what we can do is we can take a look at how this sidebar component receives its own property. Because the sidebar component has an input property is homepage. So we can take a look at where the sidebar is used, and I think we have one on the main page. Now, where is the main page, right? I think that would be a home component. Sidebar, here we go. So sidebar only is homepage, right? So we don't need the attribute prefix. So only author equals author. Let's see if that's gonna work. I'm just gonna save this, and the links component then, where are we? Here we are. Then the links component doesn't need the content service. It also doesn't need to load data on init because it already received all the data. And we have the input author. Perfect. So now the links component should have its data. Now we need to go back here into, okay, this is still compiling, but it will fail anyway. Yeah. We need to fix the HTML first. So here are my links. This is the HTML for links. And I want to ensure that this works. Not completely sure that that's the case here. So as far as I know, we can do this as well, but let's see, let's try this. I'm just gonna comment the rest out before we figure out the first one. Then the rest of these links are pretty much just copy pasting. So we should be fine. I'm just gonna hide this for a moment as well, just to make sure this works. And we still have some issues here, guys. Links component 810. Links component are here. 8. What's wrong there? Error parsing template. Only void and foreign elements can be self-closed. Okay. Oh, by the way, I don't think we need class name here. I think we only need class. Or is it class name as well here? Maybe I forgot that here as well, but it seems to be working everywhere. So, okay, let's leave class name in there. So let's leave that in place. And what else do we need to change? So he doesn't like I element to be self-closed. Okay, that's an easy thing to solve. So he's still not happy. All right, let's take a look at what's wrong now. So unexpected character at colon 1 an expression Twitter links Twitter. That's here. Yeah, he doesn't like that. Okay, let me know. First, let me try do just this, links Twitter. But we don't have links, I think. We do have author though. So we can do is do author.links. I'm just gonna quickly check the model for author. So this is the model for author. We have the Twitter here. It's a text element, so we're gonna have to do .value as well. So author, not links, but author.twitter.value. This should work. No opener. All right, this should be fine then. Let's see. Compiled successfully. That sounds good. Okay, nice. So we got the page. It's not really nice yet, but let's figure it out later. The important thing is that we have the link here, and let's see. It's here, and the ref is John Doe. All right, so the refing works. The data are getting or making it all the way in there. So the only thing I need now is to make sure that it also has HTTP twitter.com/John Doe handle. So let's take a look here. Oh, no, this is the Gatsby. You know, this is what I'm talking about. So if I have two windows open, I always click on the wrong one. All right, so we are looking at this link. And so how do we make this? Can I do it this way? Nope, he doesn't like that. Okay, so how do I do this? Twitter.com. What if I do it this way? Is he okay with that? He's okay with that. All right. HTTPS, obviously. And let's see. Nice. So we got what we needed. Oh, sorry, you don't see that. Here we go. So you see, we've got HTTPS twitter.com/John Doe. Perfect. So now what we can do is continue with the rest of that file. Okay, this is again the Gatsby stuff. I want to go into Angular here. Okay, so this is the first icon. Oh, by the way, we're gonna need to fix these as well, because this is not a font awesome icon. I think we're gonna need some prefixes here. So I think I did install the font awesome icons. Let me see. Yeah, here it is. So we got SVG icons. a bunch of stuff here. But let me see. So you got version 0.7.0. I just want to check, how do I add the icon there? So this is Font Awesome 5. Okay, just want to check out how this works. Or maybe there is a way here. Ah, here it is. Get up and running using Font Awesome with Angular below steps. All right, so we need to add Font Awesome to imports in source app module TS. App module TS imports Font Awesome module. So I've already done that, it seems. All right. So what's next? To get up and running. Okay. We did that. Tie the icon to the property in your component. Okay. Selector approved. So do I need to do that for all the icons? Seems so. All right. So what kind of icon do I want? I want Twitter here. How about we can seems we can also do Fab FA Twitter. Free solid. Oh, I see. So I need to import the icon from the free solid SVG icons. Okay, let's try that. So this was supposed to be app component in the component. Okay, now in my case, the component is links component. So import FA. Is there a Twitter here? Oh, don't tell me there's no Twitter here. Oh, come on. Okay, let's try to do it this way then. FAB, FA Twitter. No, this doesn't work. This is not working. Okay, how do we do that then? So Font Awesome module is here. Maybe I'm using the wrong package, I don't know, guys. But I need that Twitter icon to be there. It seems like this package doesn't include that. Which kind of sucks. Because here it is, Twitter is right here. Let's try with a different icon then. Let's try FA ambulance, yeah? From Font Awesome free solid SVG icons. Or I could try to do a different thing. Import something from Font Awesome. Like that. No, it doesn't work like that. All right, let's try that. Let's try ambulance. It says I'm supposed to component export class app component. FA coffee equals FA coffee. Okay. Compile successfully. Okay, now let's try to do this here. FA icon. Okay, here he doesn't like it. Toolbar property, add no error schema. FA icon is an Angular component that has icon input. Then verify that this is part of this module. Okay. Okay, this is way too complicated, guys. I'm just gonna revert back to normal freaking font awesome. I'm just gonna take a look at the app component, div class layout. Okay, I wanna go one level up here. Maybe it's the app module. No, where do we define the layout of the HTML? So here's the layout, but I wanna go one level up. Here maybe? Yeah, here it is. So now what I want to do is I want to do the simplest thing I can. I think I did the same with the grid sum starter. I just want to include there the CDN file. Yeah, for font awesome 470, but I don't have to do any, things like that. I don't have to include anything. I just put there simple HTML element with the font icon and I'm fine. So let's take a look. I think this was in source. Maybe templates? Nope. Ooh, I think this is in the grid sum config. No, this is not it. The grid sum server? Nope. I know it was here somewhere. Maybe you can look in this repository. In this repository, show me where that is. Oh, here it is. Oh, this is actually included. How is that not here? That doesn't make any sense. Let's take a look at the live demo. I have to check where the icons are coming from. So see, here is just the icon Twitter, but the icon needs to be coming from somewhere, from styles. From styles CSS. Okay. So let's take a look. Assets CSS. There are no font awesome here. Is this font awesome then? I think, okay, that makes sense. So this is not font awesome, this is Fontello. And I think we have them here as well then. SCSS. Or don't we? It variables, templates, pages, components. No, we don't. We actually don't. Okay, then this is definitely something that I need to add here. Let me check. This is the Gatsby starter Lumen. I want to check if I think we have this assets here. Yeah, so we're missing the fonts here. So I'm just gonna copy that over. Yeah, we're definitely missing that here. So let me just put that here as CSS. Not sure if this is the best place, to add these styles and these fonts. But we have that the same way in Gatsby. So I'm just gonna keep it the same. And I just want to check if we are using those files anywhere. So let me see. Components, templates. I don't see the fonts here, but maybe let's just save this. We'll see. No, FA icon ambulance. Let's save this and let's do it like that. Okay. No, still no icon here. Code in Twitter, icon Twitter, but there are no styles. But if we look at this starter, this is in the style, in the Fontello definition somewhere. So there is something that I'm still missing. Let's take a look. So there is fontello.css. Not sure if we're actually adding that anywhere. Let me see in Gatsby how we're doing that. So here under assets, fonts, we have the fontello.css. Let's take a look here. Okay, so we're adding that in the config JSON. But this is config JSON for the font, so this is not what I'm looking for. All right, let's take a look at some other files. So here we go, index.js6. That's what I want to see. Show that to me. In links, yeah. So in component links, I assume, yeah, we're importing that font over here. So I think we need to do the same thing, but on on the top level. So I don't want to do this only for this component. Let me see how we did that in GridSum. I think it was this very similar way. So in GridSum config, I assume we added the font somewhere. No, it doesn't seem like it. It wasn't there, so I assume it was in the template then. In the layout, maybe? Nope, not in the layout. So let's take a look at the main page. Not here, so how come this works? Let me find this in this repository. Fontello demo readme source main, here we go. I knew the file was somewhere over there. So you see we're importing these two things. So one thing is the font. This should be the same place where we import all the CSS. So I assume we're doing that. This is Scully starter, so we're doing that somewhere. Not here. But maybe on the app component level. By the way, I don't think we're using this file. We can remove that. But we are importing the style sheet. I'm sure of that. Is the init.scss. Here we go. So it's an angular.json styles. So I'm just gonna add one here. And we are in src/assets, no, /fonts. Maybe you can add that to assets. That'll be good. Both of them. Fonts Fontello. Okay. Why is he not liking that? Unexpected end of string. Oh, okay, sorry. Wrong quote here. Okay, let's just save this and let's move those folders. So you and you go into folder assets. There you go. Oh, I have to close this. Now we should be good. Oh, I can also move the fifth icon, because that most definitely is an asset. And let's run this again. We got the font in place, so hopefully now the icon will start working. The other thing I need to do is, that I noticed here, is I need to add the Roboto Font. So I'm just gonna add it into the header section as another link here. Style sheet. And ref is this one. So I'm just gonna save this as well. Okay, now let's see. All right, so it loads. It has a nicer font, so that works. But the icon is still not working. Why not? So we got one style sheet here. Normalize CSS. Fontelos right here. Dot icon minus Twitter. So it's right here. Icon minus Twitter. Why is the style sheet not applied? Icon minus Twitter should be there. Oh, it's a class. Okay, now you see all the class names. I didn't change those, but that's a React thing. I thought so, but it seems I've done the same mistake on all of the components here. So let me just change that. So class name is going to be changed to class. And now it should be working. Now we got the Twitter icon there, you see? So I'm just going to have to do that for all of the components here. So I'm just going to do that for menu. Yeah. For sidebar as well. Oh, sidebar component. And I assume this is going to look much nicer now. Yeah, you see, now we got the sidebar actually in style, almost in style. There are still some things like, I don't know what that is, but let's take a look at the home component. Maybe there is, yeah, there are still two things that we need to fix. Still there is no cursor, no nice cursor, but it starts to look like a normal website, you know? That's still a good progress here. I think I need to change, so there is just class here. Let's take a look at some of the other components. Article component maybe. This is just a P. Links, I fixed. Menu is fixed. And sidebar is fixed. Okay. Okay, all should be fine now. But I'm actually not sure, but yeah, this should be all okay. Not sure if I copied the styles from Gatsby or from Gritsum, because I've been doing some changes there. Let's take a look if we have, but we do have components here. All right, so this should be fine. This all should be fine. So let's finish the links component first. Then we can take a look at why this is so narrow. So let's go back to links component and uncomment the rest of this file. So here we are looking at GitHub. So ref, again, it's gonna be attribute ref. So I assume that this is, the attribute prefix is just a way for Angular to figure out that this is gonna be just rendered as an attribute, as opposed to a real Angular component receiving data. Yeah, so I guess that's why I have to do this. So let's do it like that. So this is going to be author github.value. Icon GitHub. And the same thing here. Again, attribute ref. Perfect. Oh, sorry. I have to fix this as well. vcontact. Okay. One last change. Still an error here. Template linked component. Links vk. Okay, links. Okay, my mistake again. See how many mistakes I can do on a single file. .vk.value. Thank God I'm not a doctor. So now we got all of these files here, or all these links here. So that's good. That's working, including the links. But we also need to include here email and Telegram. So let me just uncomment this and do the same thing. Author.email.value. And again, these things. Author telegram.value and fix this. All right, so what's going on here? He doesn't like Telegram. Why not? Oh, one extra quote here and here too. All right, now we're fine. So now we see there is a list of all these links. Obviously I wanna display those only in case there is something here. So the only thing I need to do here is to add an ngIf. Let's say for Telegram, so ngIf author Telegram value. And now it disappeared because it's not there. So I'm just going to do the same for email, for VK, and GitHub, and Twitter. Now, this is just to make sure that if the value isn't there, we're not going to display the icon anyway. So now we only have those that actually make sense. Perfect. So we got the menu running. We got the links running. We got the copyright here, which is also coming from a headless CMS, I think. Let's take a look at the sidebar. Yeah, this is also coming from a dynamic source. All right, so that should conclude the sidebar. Let's take a look at the home component. So we got the sidebar ready. Now we are actually iterating over the articles. And article has, where's my article component? Here it is. Article only iterates over article works. Now in the home component, I assume I have some kind of data. So we are iterating over articles. So if we look at component where it takes articles, you see this is again another query to the headless CMS, and we are getting the newest articles by date. But the important thing is we don't need the console log here. And we save the articles into the local variable articles. So if we're adding, you know, the new components here, component article, we need to give the data somehow. And here is an article equals article, but we need to do it in square brackets. So now when we go back to article, I'm just going to delete the SCSS. I don't know how about you guys, but I hate having styles right near the components. I really hate that. So I always keep them outside. So that's why I'm deleting all these SCSS files. And what I want to do here, there is just a p article works. I want to copy here the syntax I need for each and every article. So this is the Gatsby site. I'm just gonna trying to find the index page. So here we go. And there's an article component. I assume that's the one we are using. So let's take a look. So this is the article component. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna copy over the whole HTML, just like I'm always doing. You know, this is a simple copy paste, nothing more. And just copy it instead of the p tag. Now, there are some, dynamic data. We're gonna figure those later. The first thing I'm gonna do is just switch all class names to classes. Save it. Obviously, there are gonna be errors here. Yeah. So let's fix them. First of all, I deleted the SCSS, so I can remove the style URLs. Otherwise, the selector is fine. The template URL is also fine. We're gonna have to create here an input property. Oh, does this need an @ sign? How did we do it in the links? Yeah, like this. And this is going to be article. And it's of type article. Is it of type article? Do we have a model for article? Let me see. So here are models. Author, menu item, site data. So we don't have a model for article yet. So I'm just gonna copy and paste the author here, change that to article. And I'm just gonna change whatever I need here, right? So the class is going to be called article. It extends content item, that's fine. And what I'm gonna do here is I'm just gonna take a look at the headless CMS and take a look at the article content type. So see, there's a title, description, content, date, and so on. So I'm just gonna create a model based on these things. So title is a text, description is a text as well. Then we've got a content, which is a rich text. Rich text element. Then what do we have then? Date, which is a date, category, which is a linked item, date time element. Then we have category, which is a linked items element. Oops. And then we have tags, again, linked items. And the last thing is slug, which is URL slug element. Perfect. So this is how the model is going to look like. Now I don't need to change any names of those elements because they are all in lowercase letters. So these are the code names. So I don't need the constructor here. I can leave it empty. Actually, just leave it there in case I need something in the future. Oh, he doesn't like that actually. Constructor for derived class must contain a super call. Okay, let's just remove that. Let's save that model. And before I continue, I can't stop. I can't forget about letting the delivery client of the headless CMS know that there is a model for this item or for this type. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go into services. If I find them. So models, we got services right beneath them. And there is a content service. And in the content service, I'm just going to add a new thing here, new type resolver called article. New article. And I think it's clever enough to add, yeah, it adds the import automatically. So this finishes the service. Now I need to know, need to look at the home component, that this articles is not going to be any, right? This is going to be article array. And again, import edit automatically. So now we got everything stronger typed, which is always a great benefit. So we got all articles here. And now what we can do is continue with the component article. Now input article, let's add the import. What don't you like? Yes, please. Okay, now we got all the imports in place. So what we need to do as the last thing here is to change the HTML here. So he obviously doesn't like the HTML because the HTML is coming from React, right? So this is JS6 actually what we're looking at. So we want to change that. Here we need the ID of the article. So this is obviously going to be attribute data content item ID, and this is going to be the ID of the article. So article.system.id. This is only for Web Spotlight. If you guys don't know about Web Spotlight, you can take a look at the content website. So it's what's the URL actually? I don't think I've been there. So, but if you Google for content spotlight, I think it'll take you to webspotlight.content.ai. You can take a look. It's pretty much a way how to change the website content from within the headless CMS interface. And in order to do that, in order for the website to know where each of your elements is positioned, you need to tell the website that this is a specific content item with specific content item ID, right? This is the way how you do it. So this is just a simple attribute. Let's move on. So we're gonna need the moment here, the moment library. So I'm not sure if I actually have that in my package.json. No, I don't. Okay, so let's just do that. So let's install moment. Because we're gonna need it here. And so time, class, date time. I think this is also going to be attribute. And this is going to be article date value. And format it in this way. And the code name is date, that's fine. We're gonna also need this here. Okay, that's installed now. Not sure how to do, I think we need double brackets here. So moment, not date, but article.date.value in this format. And the next thing is going to be meta category. I think we got some key here. Not sure why, because there is only one category slug. Okay, let's take a look at what category slug is. So there is always, there is always some kind of logic behind this. So data elements category value 0 elements slug value. So this is the first category of all the categories. So we're looking at, was that slug? So category slug and category, okay. So this is the first thing of the list of linked items in article here. So when we created the article model, you see there is a category, which is a linked items element. So we're looking at the first one and outputting those values. So the key is going to be attribute. And it's going to be article dot category. dot value. We're looking at the first category in the array, and we are looking at, I don't think we have a model for category, right? So maybe we need to add that, because otherwise I'm not sure if actually category is content type limits to category. Okay, so that's category is another content type, right? So we can either leave it like it is and just blindly go into .elements, .title, .value, or we can create a model, add the type resolver, and have it actually all strongly typed, which is what I usually prefer. So let's quickly create another model for the category and copy something over from another type. So we're looking at category, and we obviously have only title, which is text, and slug, which is URL slug. So title, which is text element, and slug, which is URL slug element. Let's delete everything else. You also don't need the constructor here. The only thing I need to do again is add that to the service. So new type resolver for category, new category, automatically added. Nice. So what we need to do now is value.0. This is going to be the category, right? Value.0. So then we go to title and value. Oh, not title. Here is actually the slug. Category, link to category slug. So this is the place where we need to output the link. I'm not sure if actually Scully has a specific link. Let me see. Let's try to Google for that. Scully IO navigating works from and to another Angular component. Okay, let's go to Scully tutorial. Oh, this is a snip card. No, I want to see the docs actually. Scully documentation. So get started. Create a blog. Okay, here we go. ng4 page route. Route service. Okay, I'm just gonna make it simple for now. Let's take a look at how I did it in the menu. Yeah, I did just a router link, so I'm just gonna stick with that. So let's put that here. Router link goes to /categories/ and the category slug, right? So what I can do is add here article.category.value, looking for slug value. And the class is article _meta category link. And then we need the category. So this is going to be article.category.value 0. Or is this? Yeah, I think this is the linked item, so I think I'm right here. All right, .slug. No, this is .title.value. Okay. The next thing is h2 article title. So we fixed the categories. Now we need to do the title itself, including the link. So here we're again looking at a class article title link, and the router link is going to be the slug of the article. So article.slug.value. And here we need the article.title.value. And that's the end of the link. And the last part is the actual content. So the description. So let's see, this is fine. Here we only need to do article.description.value. And again, this is another link, so let's convert it into anchor. And our link is slug. Actually, article.slug.value. And that's it. So let's now try to run this. It should build the project, and I think, let's see, this is gonna work on the first try. It's never good when it does. Okay, it doesn't, so that's good. Error parsing template, only void and foreign. Okay, that's again the span stuff. He doesn't like the divider here. Okay, for some reason he doesn't like that. He doesn't want to rebuild this. I don't know why, so let's rebuild it manually. Okay. Content item is not assignable to type article array. Home component on line 30. You know what I have to say is I have to give this to Angular. It always shows you the right line and the right character position. Because with React, you never get this. You're always, stuck with somehow pointers in already compiled files. So it's not that straightforward. Here, it always tells you where exactly is the mistake. So this is cool. So in this file, on line 30, we got this problem. This article's response items. Okay. So content item is not assignable to type article. What I think we can do here is do items article, and we should be fine. So just need to use a bit of a generics. Okay, this compiled. Nice. So we are here. We have this rendered, but it doesn't work at all. Let's see what's wrong there. So we got the ID here. That's usually a good sign. So as long as you have the ID there, it seems like all the other data are coming in too. It's just a problem of your code. So here we have the first H2, and there is no text here. Only element codename title with class, but no text. Okay, let's take a look. What's going on there? So, and we go back into article. Article title value doesn't work. Yep, this is article, so that should work. Let's take a look at the model article. That title should work. Okay, let's take a look at the home component. Article equals article. Okay, what I need to do, I need to put somewhere console log. Oh, not constructor, but actually ng on it. Do you mean the instance number this are? Yeah, that's what I meant. ctx moment is not a function. I think I need to import moment here. Oh, is it like that? I guess I need to use an uppercase M here. Now we're talking. Okay. Error occurs in the component article component. Can't bind to router link since it isn't a known property of A. But he's fine with it here. Maybe I need a router here. Let me check if I have it in the article component. No, I don't. No, he still doesn't like it. Property moment does not exist on type article component. Let's take a look. Five steps to add moment to Angular CLI. How to use moment.js in Angular 2. Okay, this sounds good. And we need to go into this component and change this back to a lowercase letters. What do you think about that? Okay, complaining only about A's now. Template URL can bind to router links since it isn't a known property of A. Let's Google for that. You need to add router module to imports of every ng module where components use any component or directive. Okay, let's take a look. This component is an article component that is living in the components module. And I need to add the router here. Router module to imports. That makes sense. I guess I don't need this then. Okay, he still doesn't like these things. Moment. Property moment does not exist on type article component. So it seems like this doesn't work still. Okay, it seems like I need to make this a string here. But what I could do here is I could do moment is any. And in constructor, I could say moment equals moment. No? This moment. What do you think about this Angular? He likes it. Oh, here we go. So now we finally got some articles here. And the links are also working, you see? We're going to home/g, home/perfecting, blah, blah, blah. So this works. Also the read buttons work. Also the category buttons work. So this is nice. It's starting to look good. I think I'm still missing some layout things because this is not exactly how I would want it. So sidebar and content is here. Content is 66%. I think what I did is I made this one a flexbox. But the problem is there is an app root and router outlet. And those are making those are breaking my code here. So not sure if I actually need these. So there is the default layout. Let me see. So we got the component layout. No, actually, I think it's somewhere over here. Here it is. So router outlet, but the app root is there by default. So I think I'm gonna have to change. I'm gonna have to change the layout a bit here. Yeah, we're gonna have to do the layout here, guys. Div class layout. And nest this a bit. Like that. And I'm just gonna change it here. An app component, the app component. Okay, we're also missing these things. And there's gonna be just router outlet. And the home component will have all these things. Oh, I don't have them in the clipboard anymore. This sometimes happens. Let me fix that. So just gonna get this back. Let's leave the div in here maybe. And let's put it here. Project ID, I don't know if I have project ID in here. Let me see. The app component does have that, obviously. But we're likely going to need this in the home component as well then. Just gonna put here the project ID and the environment. Save this and save this as, oops, save this as well. And the app component, I'm just gonna remove it from here because we don't need it anymore. Okay, compiled successfully. Okay, now this looks a bit better. Now we finally have it like this. That's fine, but we still have, this is weird. So layout, sidebar, and div content are in the nice flexbox. That's cool. And here we have another div class sidebar and div class sidebar inner, which is a bit weird. So this is obviously too narrow. With 1 pixel. Sidebar inner after. Okay, that's not a problem. Okay, so div sidebar is width 34. But this is already applied here because we have the sidebar. Okay. So maybe we need to change this a bit. So component, sidebar component. I think I'm just take this away and add it to the home component. Here it is. So that's the difference between Angular, you know, and React. That React would just remove this element and place the template or the HTML it represents instead of that. But Angular seems to keep the component in place. So I'm just gonna have to change the styling a bit. Yeah, this looks much better. Yeah. So you see it, the sidebar is now applied to the sidebar, which acts as a div, to be honest. Yeah. But the div is still here. I'm just gonna keep it there for now. We can remove it anyway later, but otherwise, yeah, it seems to be working nice. Cannot read property. Okay, no. Sidebar component 3 cannot read property system of undefined. Let's take a look. So sidebar component author system ID. Author is here. That should be fine. Maybe he's complaining about it before he actually gets to have the author, but that's something for later. So we're not going to look at that right now. I'm just going to leave it for later. But what I want to change before we finish the stream today is in the article component. I want to remove the console log here because we already know we have the article in place. So yeah, guys, I think this looks quite nice. We still don't have these links working. I'm gonna work on that next time, because otherwise these should be simple. Oh, it doesn't have any href. Okay, now we can fix that right now. There's still a little time here, so let's take a look. Menu component. The router link goes to menu item.slug.value, which is empty for some reason. .label.value. Okay, let's take a look at what menu items are. Menu item is menu item. It does have a slug indeed. So what's going on here? Oh, not article component, but this should be the menu component. We are getting the menu items and we are setting them here, so that should be fine. Let me do a little console log here. Before we actually set these things. So I'm gonna check what we have in those links. So menu item 0.slug.value, that's about me. So that should be fine. .slug.value is just a slash. So that should be fine. So slug is defined. So a router link. No, this is the again the article. Okay, I'll go back to component of the menu. So a router link equals menu item dot slug dot value. That should be fine. Let's try to output it here. Okay, now it works. That's interesting. Maybe just needed a push to actually rebuild this, but it works now. So you see this goes to /home/contact, /home/about me, so nice, this works. So yeah, guys, we're going forward to have this template ready. So this was Angular mainly today, so we're going to be looking at Scully next time, I guess. But as I said, I want to get this one, get this website up and running before I start working on the Scully conversion. So yeah, let's see next time about how that can work. And if you have any questions, let me know. I don't see any in the chat, so I hope you have a nice weekend. You know, tomorrow is Friday again. So have a great weekend. I'll see you next week again. Here on stream, we're gonna be working on Scully, and hopefully I'll turn this in a meaningful time into a pull request. So stay tuned. Make sure to subscribe to any news on the channel. There is a new WTF is video every Wednesday, so make sure to look at those. And I'll see you next time. So thanks for watching, and see you next week.